Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Box Score Sports YouTube channel. I'm your host, Ryan, and what we are doing is we are going to be previewing every single NBA team to celebrate tip-off week in the NBA. We're going to have videos of every team's, hopefully 10 minutes or less, of our favorite moves, least favorite moves. We're going to talk about questions, concerns. We're going to predict whether they're a playoff team, a contender, a lottery team, or a play-in team. We're going to hit on all those and every single teams. But before we get into it, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your thoughts on your favorite teams going into the season or on the team of each video that we will be posting. With that said, let's get into our prediction.
Previewing the Cleveland Cavaliers.
The Cleveland Cavaliers finished 51-31 last year. They were the 4th seed, and they lost the first round to the New York Knicks. They lost 4-1. It wasn't really that competitive of a series. So we'll see what the Cavs have done this offseason and what they're thinking about doing to adjust. So let's go to my favorite moves that they made. I like Ty Jerome. I think he's a solid point guard, whether it's a third or fourth. A second or third, like your backup or your third guard. I think he will be good for the Cavaliers. I also like Max Strus. He shot 35% from three last year. We'll see if that goes up, but he's long and he can defend, but I think he'll bring a better number 3 on their team with Mitchell and Garland than they had last year. And then LeVert can come off the bench and just go bonkers when he has to go bonkers. So I think that's actually a really good pickup for the Cavs. Now, at the same time, I'm going to go to my least favorite move. And guys, just remember, I had to reach for some of these. So be mindful of that, because like the Cavs really didn't make any stupid moves. I like this Strus signing, but I'm going to say $15 million a year is a little steep. I guess I think the mid-level is like 10 or whatever, 11. So it's not actually that much more than the mid-level. So I'm nitpicking really here. But the only concern is was it like a Miami Heat thing in a little bit of a fluke, or is this something he's going to continue to do? That's the only concern I have. I still think it's a good signing, but $15 million a year is just a little bit steep. And I know this is a reach, guys, but I had to pick something. I tried to pick something for every team, so that was it. And if that's the worst move you made as Cavaliers fans, that's pretty good, right? Biggest questions. Let's start with questions, points, comments, concerns. Mobley and Allen, is it going to work together? So we saw how it kind of was exposed in the playoffs. So when you're playing a 82 game season with two bigs, it seems you can make it work night in and night out. People don't have as much time to prepare for you, but in a 7-game series, when you can kind of see what teams are good at, what their weaknesses are, it seemed to kind of hurt them last year. So in order for this to work, Mobley has to develop an outside shot. You can't clog the lane on offense, especially with Garland and Mitchell. Both those guys are so good at attacking the basket, one to score, the other one to kind of create. So you can't have Mobley and Allen both not be non-shooters. Otherwise, that congests the lane, and it makes it harder for those two guys. So can Mobley develop an outside shot? If not, when are you going to bail on that experiment and maybe trade Jared Allen and get something for him? Because Jared Allen will get something. He is a good enough center to get something. I think of the Memphis Grizzlies right now, losing Adams, that could be an interesting trade partner for the Cavs, and if they felt like the Mobley and Allen thing wouldn't work, they could get someone or something for Allen. Other things kind of to bring up is the Donovan Mitchell. He wouldn't sign the extension, so it's like, is he going to stay? And if he's not going to stay, what can we get for him? Here's some trade teams that might be interested. Orlando, I think that would be a really good trade partner for the for the Cavs because they have so many young assets and players, Jonathan Isaac and picks. You can still get picks. So like Jonathan Isaac and Markelle Fultz, let's say, and a bunch of picks. I think that would be good for the Cavs. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but Fultz next to Garland, that would be really good. And Isaac, he is a long 3-and-D guy. If he can stay healthy, maybe you could get Suggs out of that deal. You could get more. I'm just saying as like two players to look out that I would try to get if I were the Cavs. They're not going to get Franz, and they're not going to get what's his name there? Apollo. They're not going to get either one of those two guys. It's just that's not going to happen. Everybody else might be available, but those two guys will not be available. So that could be a trade target. Brooklyn Nets might be interesting. Could you get like Cam Johnson or Mikal Bridges? There's also Finney Smith, and there's another one kind of like him. I should have wrote it down. But you understand what I'm saying? Like Brooklyn could be, and they got all their assets. So I mean, they don't got all their assets, but they got assets from like the Suns and the 76ers. So you could potentially get Brooklyn and the Mavs. So you got all those assets. So could you get some of that from Brooklyn Nets for Donovan Mitchell? And then Miami is the other one. This was a little harder because I'm just like, well, what did you get? Lowry and picks? I don't know. Maybe Hero would work okay next to Strus and Donovan Mitchell. So there is a trade out there for the Cavs if Mitchell isn't going to stay, but don't hold on to him for the sake of holding on to him. If you can get assets for him, get assets for him, because that's the way the NBA works. For the Cavs, I have them as a playoff team. That's my final prediction. I think they're going to be a good team, and they could be a sneaky contender if Mobley takes another step, if Mitchell stays, if Garland's as good as Garland. I think the problem they're always going to have, though, is having those two guards out there on defense is just not that great of an option. That it makes them small, and if they play someone like the Celtics, where you have two guards that are 6'3" and under, and they got to go up against Derek White and Drew Holiday, who are both like 6'5", that's trouble. That's trouble. And both of them are pretty solid defenders, especially Holiday. So I'm interested to see what the Cavs do this year. I have them as a playoff team right now. Let me know in the predictions down below. What do you have the Cleveland Cavaliers? How do you have them finishing? What do you think they should do about Mobley and Allen? Should they trade Donovan Mitchell if he's not going to stay? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.